2018 Citroen C5 Aircross Review. The good points of Citroen C5 Aircross: distinctive styling, promise of comfort, hybrid efficiency. The bad points of Citroen C5 Aircross: its looks may divide opinion. Lacks a high-power petrol version. A tiny weight for your FEV version. The Citroen C5 Aircross joins its similarly badged C3 sister car to help raise the French car company's lineup inside the super-competitive SUV market. It's not Citroen's first crossover of brand-new times. The distinctive C4 Cactus has become on sale since 2014. A Ventolf was repackaged as being a more conventional hatchback in 2018, as the 7-seater crosser became a clone on the previous generation Mitsubishi Outlander. But the C5 Aircross is surely an altogether different proposition. At 4.50 meters long, it sits between your Peugeot 3008 and 5008 regarding size SUVs. It shares high of its underpinnings and mechanical components with. Similarly, it's closely in connection with not only the DS7 Crossback, but also the Vauxhall Grandland X. As while using recently facelifted C4 Cactus, the C5 Aircross majors on style, comfort, as well as being available, which has a raft of personalization options, which prove so well liked with family car buyers. What helps make the 2019 Citroen C5 Aircross different? Citroens are renowned for ride comfort, a trait the firm's bosses want to focus their attention will carry on with forthcoming models. The C5 Aircross will be the first model designed using the Citroen advanced comfort philosophy under consideration from the outset, although revised C4 Cactus hatchback also offers some of such developments installed. Chief one of several hardware changes is usually a suspension setup in doing what Citroen calls progressive hydraulic cushions. It won't completely replicate the famed magic carpet ride of hydro-pneumatic Citroens of old. Nevertheless, the claim is always that it will iron your majority of surface imperfections without making the C5 Aircross list being a ship once you encounter most. Furthermore, Citroen's equipped the C5 Aircross with sofa-like seats, something else entirely out-watchy seen for the C4 Cactus, that has a massage function elective for top air along with a reclining backrest for your rear bench. The cabin is going to be trimmed in soothing hues, although whether these attain the UK on right-hand drive models remains to wear, while double-glazed acoustic insulating glass is likewise available. Distinctive and functional 2019 Citroen C5 Aircross styling. Recent hallmarks of Citroen's distinctive design language exist and correct together with the C5 Aircross, including the hydraulic LED day-running lights with main headlamp units nestled separately below. There's also a smattering of air bumps, think tough and bubble wrap, across the lower edges with the doors for any dash of rugged protection. Unique, to date, at the least, for the C5 Aircross will be the chroma-look hoops about the side door windows, which has a subtle third section of glass appearing blacked out on the back. LED-rich tail lamps are bisected by way of a wide-opening tailgate, even though the exterior might be gussied up further with flashes of red detailing. It's unclear yet whether other color swatches will probably be available as they are about the C3 Aircross. There's an upmarket look towards the distinctive cabin, boasting a 12.3-inch infotainment screen on high-spec versions, using a wide center console plus an electronic instrument binnacle directly ahead from the driver. There's an abundance of tech to obtain your teeth into. Grip control with hill assist descent, hill start assist, cornering lights function, trailer stability control, mirror screen function, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Citroen Connect Nav, Citroen Connect box with SOS and assistance. wireless smartphone charging. The connected cam Citroen dash cam. It also comes with a number of luggage-inspired design details, again a nod to your C4 Cactus, but we expect an uplift in material quality in the C5 Aircross's higher price point. As you would expect of a contemporary car, connected online services are going to be available, as will a number of driver assistance systems tasked with preventing from being involved in a mishap. These include autonomous emergency braking, post-collision safety braking, active departure warning system, active lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control with stop and go, collision risk alert, coffee break alert, driver attention alert, extended traffic sign recognition and recommendation. Highway driver assist combines adaptive cruise control with stop and go along with the active lane departure warning system to control driving semi-autonomously in specific driving conditions. Intelligent beam headlights. What's the Citroen C5 Aircross prefer to drive? We grabbed a simple drive of a pre-production prototype in Paris, and around the basis of a very important factor we can claim that Citroen makes good its promise to provide high amounts of overall comfort. The controls and driving position are typically pretty much as they are from the C5 Aircross's PSA cousins. Impressive aspects would be the squashy, yet supportive, seats, the refinement looking at the Peugeot petrol engine, and controls that feel too nice to work with. All you can comment on is when well the C5 Aircross handles low-speed road imperfections. It's far better to describe it as being absorbent and well-damped, obviously biased towards softness. Where it falls down slightly in this particular pre-production prototype is the fact although lumps and bumps are handled well, really rough stuff is transmitted noisily throughout the car's structure, which often can detract in the car's overall feeling of refinement. Citroen C5 Aircross 2019, petrols, diesels as well as a PHEV. For launch, the Citroen C5 Aircross SUV will be provided with an array of latest generation Euro 6.2 engines are available in petrol-powered flavors, PureTech 130S and S 6-speed manual and PureTech 180S and SE date. There can also be 3 diesel versions, the Bluety 136-speed manual, Bluety 130S and SE date and Bluety 180S and SE date. Citroen says that this new 8-speed auto is 7% more effective than the outgoing 6-speeder. Also confirmed is the fact the SUV will be provided with a 300 horsepower petrol-electric plug-in hybrid powertrain soon after launch, really the only model inside the range with 4-wheel drive. It includes a battery-only variety of 40 miles, and joins kids in late 2019. When can I choose the Citroen C5 Aircross? Citroen has yet to disclose full price details due to its all-new SUV range but expect these to start about £23,700. Gets hotter arrives within the UK. It's on account of go on sale within the UK in January 2019, with Citroen taking orders from October 2018. Will be on the list of first to operate a vehicle this distinctive crossover, so check back around soon for your full Citroen C5 Aircross SUV review. Good SP watch of petrol, diesel and hybrid power. Manual and automatic gearboxes from which to choose. Hybrid launched in 2016, quiet, quick and efficient. At launch there have been only 2 engines available, and as a family car, BMW 2 Series Active Tourer performance hasn't been a priority. The range has subsequently expanded significantly, though. All use a new modular construction, either 1.5-liter 3-cylinder examples or larger 2.0-liter units with 4 cylinders, and fitted transversely sideways instead of lengthways in the car's bonnet. In 2016 a plug-in hybrid was introduced. BMW 2 Series Active Tourer petrol engines. The 218i, and that is actually a 1.5-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine, produces 136 horsepower, which enables it to sprint from 0-62 miles per hour in a mere 9.2 seconds. It's a really refined unit, with no giveaway that by most conventions it can be missing a cylinder, and responds perfectly perkily from low down within the rev range, although it does its best higher up the rev range. Equally hushed at speed, 2 Series Active Tourer owners are going to be more concerned about refinement than straight-line performance. Those which do crave more were forced to wait until November 2014, if your 218i was supplemented through the 220i and 225i, even though the latter was discontinued from the UK during 2017. Both have the 2.0-liter, 4-cylinder engine, the 225i with 230 horsepower and xDrive 4-wheel drive. BMW 2 Series Active Tourer diesel engines. If economy and efficiency, using a lower list price as opposed to hybrid, are the priorities, then it's the 218d that may likely catch your eye. This 2.0-liter 4-cylinder diesel is able to emit only 109 gkm but could sprint from 0-62 miles per hour in 8.9 seconds, because of its 150 horsepower and 330 Nm of torque. The 3-cylinder petrol has it licked for refinement, although the diesel does feel more willing about the move. Like the petrol engines, the diesel lineup was expanded in November 2014 because of the 216d 3-cylinder 1.5-liter and 220d using a higher output version from the 218d's engine. Should you wish, the 220d is also provided by xDrive, where it's fitted with all the 8-speed automatic gearbox as standard. BMW 2 Series Active Tourer plug-in hybrid engines. Don't be fooled through the 225's badging. The plug-in hybrid PHEV version in the 2 Series Active Tourer uses technology in the i8 sports cars, while using 3-cylinder 1.5-liter petrol engine powering the leading axle, twinned by having an electric motor driving the trunk wheels. In the principle of smooth and simple drive, an automobile, with near-instant response because of its electrical assistance. Subscribe for just a full evaluation of how the BMW 225's Active Tourer. BMW 2 Series Active Tourer gearboxes. There are 4 gearboxes to pick from depending upon the age on the 2 Series Active Tourer, the especially smooth and efficient 8-speed automatic, and then for 3-cylinder engines a 6-speed version. Those who want to swap cogs themselves will discover BMW's 6-speed manual gearbox instead, which can be easy to use, having a short throw and relaxed shift action. A 7-speed dual-clutch automatic was added during 2018's facelift. Probably the most effective people carrier to operate a vehicle. Feels being a proper BMW for most ways. Based on platform given to Mini, X1. Once regarded or a minimum of marketed as being the ultimate driving machine, the introduction of any front-wheel drive BMW, and specifically a compressed people carrier, shocked the marque's purists. However, if you're a fan on the firm's products and driving appeal, then do not worry, as you move the 2 Series Active Tourer won't trouble an M3 around a racetrack. It really is sharper than most of its family-orientated competitors. In fact, still it feels as being a BMW they are driving, regardless of the change in engine and transmission layout, as well as most drivers you'd be hard-pushed to notice the spine wheels aren't being driven. Plus 4-wheel drive xDrive models were delivered 225i and 220d soon after the initial launch. the optional electronic damper control adaptive suspension, that allows drivers to tailor your vehicle's responses with their requirements, and road conditions is usually a worthwhile extra. Variable sports steering is additionally optional, and from connection with other BMW products using this type of fitted whenever they a noticeable difference for keen drivers, regardless of whether that's not necessarily who this vehicle is aimed towards. Regardless, body control is excellent, and also the 2 Series Active Tourer corners flatly and without fuss, even at speed. It's easily as good drive an automobile as the Ford Ka-Max or Golf SV. That's regardless of the car's 1,563 mm high, along with part down towards the wide 1,561 mm front and 1,562 mm rear distance between everywhere you look wheels. There is however firmness to your chassis that never quite disappears, which suggests the Citroen C4 Space Tourer features a more comfortable ride. As expected, each Series Active Tourer comes full of BMW's electronic stability control system, but like its badged SUV models X1, X2 and X3, for instance, you'll be able to fully disengage the computer. Then again, not a majority of these compact people carriers will venture onto a track. Overall, the experience is often a good one. We like the weighting from the steering, and yes, it's not so difficult to park, too, with good visibility throughout the car because of lots of glass. Acoustic sensors or automatic parking can be found as you climb the trim structure. Smart, well thought out cabin design gets the modern BMW technology. iDrive multimedia on the list of best available. BMW expects around 75% of 2 Series Active Tourer buyers in the future from conquest sales, but for that other quarter coming through the firm's other models, the cabin layout are going to be relatively familiar. The layering design with the dashboard is one thing we've seen along the rest on the BMW range, as maybe the tablet-like freestanding multimedia display screen from the center, as the instruments are extremely much like those found elsewhere. That said, some on this switchgear has gotten an update, by far the most noticeable being the climate controls, which look vaguely harking back to an Audi system, and also the automatic gear lever is usually a different design to people we have seen recently in the firm. You'll probably have to take some time to familiarize yourself with all the iDrive interface, unless you're Alwachi, a BMW owner, during which instance you'll wonder how we ever managed without a very intuitive control system. Add to that excellent material quality, fit and complete, plus neat switchgear along with the 2 Series Active Tourer's cabin is one in the highlights. From July 2017, BMW installed its latest professional 8.8-inch iDrive infotainment package from the Active Tourer, including a built-in SIM card along which has a Wi-Fi hotspot, Microsoft 365 connectivity, enhanced voice control capability using real speech, real-time traffic information with time until you have notifications, and optional Apple CarPlay connectivity. A clear head-up display features too, therefore we noticed that it's one in the few systems to be had that works perfectly with polarized sunglasses, though during some types of driving like dusk, maybe in heavy rain, it might become a bit distracting. You can switch it, though. Very solidly built, but ride is really a little firm. Hybrid could be the quietest from the range. Optional adaptive suspension helps. Built to move families, it must be no surprise that comfort was near the top on the BMW 2 Series Active Tourer's priority list during development. Certainly, the seats are generally BMW if there be watch of adjustment, there's plenty, without excuse for not choosing the right driving position. That said, one does sit 30 mm higher than inside the maker's X1 SUV, plus it feels high from your driving seat. Along together with the seat adjustment beforehand, There's lots of reach and rake movement inside steering wheel too. On the move, especially inside the 3-cylinder petrol model, the 2 Series Active Tourer impresses. On this engine, one of the most noticeable noises from your wind, rather compared to the pistons, unless you're really accelerating hard. The diesel isn't quite as refined, however once you've reached your desired cruising speed it quickly settles with a hushed note, with just a little vibration from the controls. An underlying firmness for the suspension, that allows the BMW to corner a lot better than a Citroen C4 Space Tourer as an example, entails you can feel most with the ruts and bumps below you, and that's without selecting Sport mode inside adjustable suspension. But whilst the ride isn't pillow soft, it's rarely wearing, and usually very well composed. If comfort is the primary consideration, you'll discover that a 225's plug-in hybrid should what you need nicely. This is because it runs in near silence when on electrical energy, and using a theoretical selection of 28 miles it's possible many drivers are able to use this model without making use of any fuel at all, as being a city commuter car. 4 trims, fairly well specified. Many options about the table. Exact spec for 2018 models DPC. There are 4 trim choices for that BMW 2 Series Active Tourer from the UK. The entry-level say is supplemented by Sport, Luxury and M Sport models. Standard BMW 2 Series Active Tourer equipment. Regardless which trim you ultimately choose, all BMW 2 Series Active Tourers come well equipped, while you'd hope for his or her price. On same models, practicality is taken care of with all the automatic tailgate, which hides the 40 hours 20 minutes 40 seconds split rear seat and 60 hours 40 minutes sliding base with electronic folding, therefore you should clamber around within the rear watchy to facilitate large loads. Life's made equally as easy with the drive on account of Bluetooth connectivity plus a USB interface for that BMW professional radio with single CD player. This allows for audio streaming and will be offering DAB radio. Everything is displayed about the central freestanding, as will be the current fashion 6.5-inch monitor. Keeping occupants cool would be the dual-zone climate control system, while rain and light await sensors activate the headlights and wipers automatically, and rear parking sensors mean there's no excuse for backing into anything unexpected. Drive performance control with EcoPro helps save fuel, as a result of efficiency tips, as well as the car may be started within the button without having a key. If buyers fancy something a bit sportier, then it's the £1,250 more costly Sport model that can catch their eye, adding 17-inch alloy wheels instead of 16-inch items, Sport's front seats, LED ambient lighting and tweaks on the interior trim and exterior styling. Next inside the lineup could be the luxury model, £2,000 more compared to standard say, that literally brings with it 17-inch alloy wheels of your different design, leather seats, LED ambient lighting, chrome exterior details and wood trim about the interior. November 2014 saw the creation of M Sport models, costing another £3,000 within the say specification cars, and changed the look from the car as a result of an aerodynamics package, specific M Sport suspension, 18-inch M Sport alloy wheels and Sport's leader in seat combination. Optional BMW 2 Series Active Tourer extras. There are a variety of options packages available within the BMW 2 Series Active Tourer, each offering a lot of money of extra kit at a lower price cost as opposed to individual items added together. The technology package adds a reversing camera, comfort access, that permits you to open the boot with just a swing of the foot below the back bumper, and adaptive LED headlights. Choose the Navigation Plus package and you're treated to a fresh 8.8-inch full-color display, connected drive services with live traffic information as well as a head-up display. There's also the common navigation package with smaller screen and regular traffic information, including a driver comfort package with adaptive cruise control and park assist. After how the list is extensive, and includes the panoramic glass sunroof, which floods the cabin with light, so that it is feel even larger, along with the upgraded Harman Kardon speakers, active cruise control as well as trim and color choices. Post-facelift 2018 BMW 2 Series Active Tourer equipment. The update in 2018 introduced a quantity of extra features, but at time of writing exact pricing and specifications have yet to be released. However, expect the next. 2 extra body colors. 6 new designs of alloy wheel. New seat covers. Optional LED headlights and tail lamps. Latest generation professional multimedia and drive control system. Driver assistance systems detailed below in safety. The 2 Series Active Tourer scored 5 stars at Euro NCAP's crash testing program. It's got a good amount of safety kit fully briefed as standard, including 2 rear ISOFIX mounting points and 1 within the front passenger seat. And if the worst should happen, and you've an accident, BMW Emergency Call will automatically contact you and also inform a nearby emergency services if any on the car's airbags are deployed. A raft of connected drive options further increase the 2 Series Active Tourer's safety, with adaptive LED headlights, a head-up display as well as an active cruise control which will brake gets hot or detects you might be closing for the car in front, are common available. On top of that, active guard and driving assistance stops via wandering between lanes and also detecting objects and pedestrians as part of your way, warning you of the presence, if required braking you to your halt. Watch BMW 2 Series Active Tourer Euro NCAP crash test. Spacious cabin and enormous boot. Hybrid model suffers slightly. Should prove all too easy to park. Space is essential here, therefore BMW 2 Series Active Tourer Practicality is one on the highlights on the entire package. In comparison, while using 1 Series Sports hatch, the compact people carrier is 16 mm longer and 25 mm wider. Despite a fractionally shorter wheelbase, the Active Tourer boasts more interior space, with rear legroom comparable into a 7 Series. Certainly, it's no problem for just a full-sized adult by sitting behind another in complete comfort. That rear bench slip forward or backwards too, varying a combination between boot and passenger space as required, though there's no full removal option. The Active Tourer shouldn't be hugely challenging to park. Its footprint could be the size of a medium hatchback, but thanks to your tall body the motive force has great visibility because windows are really big. Depending on specification you are able to have rear acoustic sensors, a camera or even an automatic parking system to aid this 2 Series slot into the garage. With the back seats electrically folded flat, the strained space is related to that with the firm's 3 Series Touring. The 2 Series Active Tourer sports an especially wide rear tailgate opening to make loading larger items easier. Including the underfloor closet, there's nearly 468 liters of space available, with 1,510 on offer using the rear seats folded. It's worth noting here that 225's plug-in hybrid buyers will suffer a bit of room thanks towards the batteries located beneath the boot floor, so capacity drops to 400 and 1,350 liters respectively. If you've got longer things to carry, then your optional folding front passenger seat can be a worthwhile option, while as standard a corner bench splits in a very 40 hours 20 minutes 40 seconds configuration.